Liverpool's making big moves, and you need to hear this. A young defender left in awe by Virgil van Dijk. Are we about to bring him to Anfield? Trent Alexander-Arnold's contract saga. What's the real story? And tonight, the Champions League showdown against PSV. Who's in, who's out, and what surprises could Slot have in store? Stick around, hit that like button, and subscribe because you won't want to miss a single second of what's coming for the Reds. Let's get into it. Alright, let's talk about something that's got every Liverpool heart beating a bit faster, and not in a good way. It's about Trent Alexander-Arnold, our local lad, our Scouser, and the absolute engine on that right flank. There's a lot of talk flying around about his contract situation, and I'm here to break it down for you. So, let's get into it. First off, Trent's current deal is set to run out in the summer. Yeah, you heard me right. Signed back in 2022, that contract's ticking down, and as of January 1st, he's officially allowed to chat with clubs outside of England. Scary, isn't it? And let me tell you, one name keeps popping up more than the rest: Real Madrid. Yep, them. Now, Madrid have apparently made it no secret they want Trent. They've been sniffing around since before the window even opened, trying to negotiate some kind of deal to take him this month. But thankfully, Liverpool weren't having any of it. Absolutely the right call. I mean, imagine letting Trent go now when we're in the thick of fighting for the big trophies. No chance. But here's where it gets tricky. While there's no way he's leaving this month, the prospect of him leaving in the summer, that's starting to look a bit too real. A journalist over at Relovo, Jorge Picon, reckons the deal with Madrid is almost done. He's thrown a 98% likelihood on it. And yeah, I know what you're thinking, why not just say it's signed and be done with it? But apparently, they're confident enough that they don't even feel the need to rush. That's the kind of arrogance Madrid love to play with, isn't it? Now, here's the thing, we've seen players like Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk publicly push the club when their contracts were on the line. They talked, they put pressure on, and they made sure it happened. But Trent? He's been silent. Not a word. And let's be honest, mate, that silence feels deliberate. It's almost like he's already made his mind up, or worse, like the writing's already on the wall. I'd love to sit here and tell you it's just Spanish press stirring the pot, but I won't sugarcoat it. Every angle of this saga feels like we're losing. If there's even a slim chance of turning this around, Liverpool need to move fast. We can't afford to lose someone like Trent, not just because of his talent, but because he gets this club. He's one of us. Letting him go would feel like losing a piece of the soul of Liverpool Football Club. But hey, maybe we're wrong. Maybe it's all smoke and no fire. For now, I'm holding on to hope, because that's what we do, isn't it? We believe. So, let's see how this one plays out. Now let's talk about Liverpool's next Champions League fixture. It's a bit of a unique one, so stick with me here. Arne Slot's side is heading to the Netherlands to face PSV on Wednesday night, but there's a twist. With Champions League qualification already wrapped up, 7 wins out of 7, mind you, this is a chance for a bit of experimentation. And let's be honest, mate, we've earned the luxury. Now, because we've secured a top 8 spot in the league phase, Wednesday's game doesn't have the same stakes as usual. That means Slot can rotate the squad and give some of the regular starters a well-earned breather. And that's important, especially with a tricky away trip to Bournemouth on Saturday and a massive second leg against Tottenham in the Carabao Cup semi-final right around the corner. Busy schedule, isn't it? So, here's what we're expecting: Mohamed Salah could get a rare night off. Let's be honest, he's earned it, hasn't he? And that might just open the door for Federico Chiesa to make only his second start of the season. You've got to admit, it'd be great to see what he can do with a proper run-out. Up front, Darwin Núñez is likely to lead the line, and you can probably expect Harvey Elliott to slot in just behind him in that attacking midfield role. It's a chance for the young lad to show his creativity on the big stage. And what about the midfield? Ryan Gravenberch has been absolutely flying this season, but he might be one of those rested for this one. That could mean starts for Wataru Endo and Tyler Morton. Both of them will be chomping at the bit to prove themselves. It's a golden opportunity for some of these lads to stake their claim, isn't it? Defensively, there's not as much room to shuffle things around. Joe Gomez is still out injured, which leaves a bit of a gap. Virgil van Dijk will likely be called upon to anchor the backline. You need that experience, especially when you're mixing things up elsewhere. Jarell Quansah could partner him in the centre of defence, while Connor Bradley and Kostas Tsimikas are the obvious picks for the fullback spots. It's a bit of a patchwork defence, but with Van Dijk steering the ship, there's no reason we can't keep things solid at the back. As for the goalkeeper, it's almost certain that Kevin Kelleher will get the nod. Alisson deserves a break, and Kelleher has proven he's more than capable when called upon. So, here's how the lineup is shaping up: Kelleher in goal, a back four of Bradley, Quansah, Van Dijk, and Tsimikas. In midfield, Endo and Morton providing the engine room, with Chiesa, Elliott, and Luis Diaz just ahead of them. And leading the line? Darwin Núñez, ready to cause chaos for the PSV defence. Kickoffs at 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time at the Philips Stadium, and if you're not lucky enough to be in the stands, you can catch it live on TNT Sports. It's the perfect chance to see some of the squad players step up and shine, while the regulars recharge for the battles ahead. Last but not least, let's dive into some exciting news, mate, news that's buzzing around Liverpool and could signal a big move for the future of our squad. If you're a true Red, this one's for you. Let's talk about Jorrel Hato, the Ajax wonderkid who's turning heads and might just be the next big thing to walk through the doors at Anfield. So here's the scoop: Liverpool are reportedly stepping up their efforts to bring Jorrel Hato to Merseyside, and let me tell you, this lad's got the potential to be something special. Word is, Hato recently had a chance to meet our captain fantastic, Virgil van Dijk, and, as you'd expect, the young defender was completely starstruck. I mean, who wouldn't be? Van Dijk's been the backbone of our defence for years, the captain of Holland, and arguably one of the best centre-backs in the world. No surprise Hato walked away in awe. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Under Arne Slot's management, Liverpool's been on a roll this season. Slot's approach has been different, no major signings so far, just pure tactical brilliance. And it's working, isn't it? Ryan Gravenberch has been an absolute revelation under Slot, and now it looks like the gaffer's got his eye on another Dutch gem to strengthen the squad. Reports suggest that Liverpool had initially planned to make a move for Hato in the summer, but with a few injuries in our defence and growing competition from the likes of Real Madrid and Chelsea, we might be making a January swoop instead. Smart move, if you ask me. Hato's versatility is a massive asset too. He is a natural centre-back but can slot in at left-back as well. That kind of adaptability? Pure gold in today's game. But here's the thing, it's not just about filling gaps. This lad's stats are something else. According to data from FBref, Hato ranks in the 99th percentile for aerial duels won and dribbles tackled per 90 minutes. That's the kind of stuff we love to see, innit? A defender who's solid in the air and doesn't shy away from a challenge on the ground. Sounds like he could be tailor-made for Slot's system. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it too much pressure to throw an 18-year-old into the Premier League mix, especially when we're chasing titles? Maybe. But hey, didn't Gravenberch surprise us all this season? Slot's got a knack for unlocking potential, and I reckon he might just see something in Hato that could make him a real asset for us, not just in the future, but right now. Oh, and here's a cheeky bit for you: some reckon Hato was spotted at Anfield during our 4-1 thrashing of Ipswich Town. Imagine that, sitting in the stands, soaking up the atmosphere of a packed Anfield. It's the kind of moment that could seal the deal for a young player. Just picture it, Hato learning alongside Van Dijk, growing into the role, and maybe one day leading our defence himself. So, what do you think? Is Hato the right move for us this January? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: Liverpool are planning for the future, and it's looking brighter than ever under Slot. Right then, before you head off, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss the next big updates from Anfield, trust me.